My name is Mr. Stephen McKeon. I'm a medical scientist from Ireland, and I'm positioned between the HSC, University of Limerick and Technical University of the Shannon, and my primary area of research is developing models of endometriosis for drug testing. My function in the HSC is as a cancer diagnostic specialist or medical scientist, and I work in histopathology. My main focus of the research is to create a 3D model of endometriosis to map out the initial stages of the disease and to develop a reproducible model for future drug testing. So I'm using 3D cell culture to develop a 3D model of endometriosis, to reproduce the immune response and to find target points for drug testing. 3D cell culture allows you to mimic closely what's happening in vivo. So we have in vivo and we have in vitro the lab, in vivo inside the body. And to get a model that's more accurate, you need to get as close as possible to the internal environment. And the likes of the BIOFLOAT plates allows you to do that because it's free suspension and allows these cells to basically do what they're supposed to do. It was very difficult to get a proper platform to do a multi-cell three-dimensional structure. Normally the techniques we'd be using hanging drop methods, which were very tedious and led to a lot of damage. But the BIOFLOAT plate allows you to have a very robust model, a 3D model that you can manipulate and you can adjust accordingly. And it keeps it in a very, very safe environment. And it's a very robust and reproducible model. I chose BIOFLOAT because it gave me that environment that I didn't have to use any other hydrogels or collagen scaffolds. It just was pure natural formation of cells in solution. We're trying to lead on to drug development and so on. That's eventually going to hit the end target which is the patient. Your quality has to be really, really good in the products you use, the techniques you adapt, and the results you produce at the end. I've had a lot of previous experience with Starset's products. As a medical scientist working in hospital environment, a lot of our consumables and a lot of our products come from Starset. So Starset would have been a company that was very familiar to me. Well, it's great to be in Germany. It's great to be invited over to Starset to see the actual production and see the facilities here. It's actually very exciting for me, for a person who works lab-based all the time, to be able to come over here and see how the products that we use are manufactured and developed and get to talk to the great minds behind them. My purpose is basically the patient behind. I have spent a lot of time working on patient material. You get to see the human side behind it. And because you get to see the human side behind it, you get attached to that goal that you have to try and... It's not just good enough to have a career where you just do tests, get the results you want. You have to look at the person you're affecting behind it. And as a medical scientist, even though I'm not directly the person dealing with the patient, I am a member of that multidisciplinary team. I'm the cog in the wheel. Every cog has to do its part, and you have to make sure you do that part 100%, because at the very, very end, it's that person, and that person someday could be you. So if you go in with that attitude, you go in with that motivation, you go in with that psychology, that's something you pass on to the next generation of professionals coming behind you. That's the key. It's the patient behind. And that's what you have to work for. And that is your drive.